A few months ago, I watched a video of a YouTuber that's in the crypto space, got far more subscribers than me, but he detailed an incident where he got his hot wallet drained and lost a lot of crypto through it, and he got scammed. And I watched this video and I thought, this could happen to me, because being a creator in crypto, there's different ways that they can get you as opposed to being a non-creator, i.e. just someone with a standard wallet. It's harder to get to you guys than it is to me. So what happened with me? So if you don't know what happened with this guy, he arranged a meeting with a particular company, thought it was a company, who were looking at getting into a partnership with him. He went on a Zoom call with them. They made him change his shirt or something, or go in the other room. And what they did was then, I think he either downloaded some software, and then they connected to his hot wallets and drained them. Came back, they'd gone off the call, and that was it. Couldn't actually get his crypto back. So what happened with me was I got an email the other day from someone who I thought was from a company. They got the correct name of this person because I looked them up, but there was something a bit off with the email handle and the website, which I'll go into. So they come through an email. I get so many emails every single week about promote this, promote that, whatever. 99% of them are garbage. I'm not promoting meme coins. I've even had like microwave meals. It's got to be relevant to the channel, right? I've said I'm open and working with people if it fits the channel and benefits the audience. You know, with some exchanges, crypto tax software, for example, and crypto accountants I work with. Yeah. So this company emailed me and they said, we want to do a sponsored couple of videos on your channel. And it was software that was for recording and streaming. And I thought, well, I'll talk to the audience about getting additional income. YouTube, let's have a meeting and see if there's a fit. So first he said, what price would you be looking for? So I just give them a price. And what was weird is they accepted straight away that, oh yeah, that's great, which you usually don't get. There's usually a bit of back and forth. But anyway, they wanted to set up a meeting with me to discuss. So I thought, right, I'll set up a meeting, see what this is. Is it worth it for the channel? Does it work out for all parties? We'll see. In the meeting invite that I got from this company, it said, we will send you 5 to 10 minutes before the meeting invite, which is fine. You know, guys book calls through the channel. And what they do is we'll send them maybe a Google Meets or a Zoom call, which is standard in pretty much everything. Everyone's done a Zoom or a Google Meets call. What they wanted me to do though, so just before they went, can you download our software to get on the call? So this will be the software that you would install to do the streaming, etc. So, you know what it's like in crypto. You're like, well, wait a minute. This seems a bit off. So I initially said, no, I'm not downloading any software. Can you do Zoom? Because initially they said something like Google Meets is playing up. Oh, right, can you do Zoom? Send me a screenshot back saying, and this is obviously just Googled or whatever, it's not working at the moment, we'll get back to you. I went, right, I'm available today, let me know. Absolutely nothing. So that got me thinking, and I was like, right, what is this handle of the software they've got me to download? So I put it in, and it is a carbon copy of the actual website, right? But it makes it look like this is the corporate version of the website. It's very clever whoever's done this, the corporate version of the website. But you put this website in Trustpilot, and there's no reviews, and the domain was set up 23 days ago. So I'm doing this, and I'm like, right, alarm bells are ringing. And I immediately thought to this guy and what happened to him. I immediately thought, well, this sounds a very similar scenario to this guy. And what I thought, I think would have happened is you download the software, which is a mixture of being able to attend a meeting, but also install some malicious software that will drain your wallet. But they need you away from the screen to do that. He said when they did this to him, that they had a couple of meetings, right, to seem legit. So I don't know how this would have gone, whether they would have drained my wallet initially, or they need you away from the screen because it does something on the screen while you're away. Because he said, I changed my, they told me to change my t-shirt, something to do with being on screen. And then I came back, wallet had been drained, they left the meeting, which I think is maybe a similar thing that would have happened to me. I'm at 90% sure this is what this meeting was about. Just the off thing with the domain name, the way it was set up, the downloading the software, and it just seemed off, right? So that was very close. And you know that I speak about liquidity pools, blah, blah, blah. Whether they would have been able to do that, because the hot wallets I use, there's nothing in them because they're in the liquidity pools, and it requires me to put in a password to do it. So whether they would have been able to bypass that, I don't know, because I have other wallets, cold storage, that are not attached to this. So I'm not 100% sure what they would have done, because there's about $10 actually in my hot wallet. But obviously, you know on screen what I show. At the moment, we've got about 4.5k in liquidity pools that I share. But you have to put a password in to access that when you do any transactions, whether you withdraw or whatever. So whether they would have been able to bypass that and get into it that way, I don't know. Very potentially, they would have been able to bypass it, get into it or whatever. Or they may have just been able to drain what is in the wallet there, which is, like I said, about $10. So you've got to be very, very careful. It is more, I've got more risk being a creator, because when people talk about partnerships and the way they did it to this other guy and the way they were looking to do it to me is a very similar playbook, which will be harder to you guys. But if you're dealing with hot wallets, DeFi, etc., if you've got social media, you know, you may have people pretending to be me to inbox you. You may have people pretending to be me to DM you, fake WhatsApp. We've seen it in the YouTube comments. There's so many scam things around in crypto. Just be 100% very careful. If anyone wants you to download any software, be very, very wary, because this is the unfortunate thing about crypto, where there's scams everywhere. There's people wanting to scam you absolutely everywhere. So I've avoided this, thankfully. Like I said, about 90% sure. They've never got back to me. So that just makes me think that this was the same playbook as this guy, and they're clearly targeting crypto creators because they know they'll have the hot wallets, etc. And there's so many crypto creators now. All I need to do is target the right one and get them to download the software, and that's it. I was lucky in not doing it. And the reason I was quite lucky, actually, was directly because it happened to this guy already. Because I remember his story, and then it just kind of aligned with what happened, what I think was going to happen with this. So I'm actually lucky that he uploaded that video, because without it, I may have clicked that link. I don't usually. I may have backed off of it, and I may have not thought it was a scam and just waited for them to get back to me. I don't know. With a different meeting link, and they may have tried to get me another way. But I'm thankful that I didn't get wallet strained, didn't get scammed. But be very, very wary with anything you do in crypto, especially when using anything on a desktop or whatever. That's it for me today. If you enjoy my content, like, subscribe. See you very soon.